Hey everyone, I'm a little early right now, but I just wanted to make sure we had some things in place before we start our broadcast exactly at 7:30. So we're doing some sound checks. So what I'm going to need, for those who are checking us out, by all means, share the link of this YouTube live event here from our TCE channel with those you know. We're only going to be here for 30 minutes. So I need you to either tweet me at Career Engineer. You see it right here in my bottom, my lower third, my at Career Engineer. Definitely, if you're not a follower of us, please follow. If you are a follower of us, of course, retweet and engage, and we love all of that. And we're going to get right into our segment because I want to talk about overqualified and underqualified. But if you could, by comment, by Facebook page, or on my Twitter, or hey, very low tech, email me at info@tcenow.com, info@tcenow.com. And I'm more than happy, of course, to look at your phone. I'll be triaging some stuff on my own using my handy dandy, this thing here, and others. So if I am being heard, which I'm getting a thumbs up from someone watching, I totally appreciate that. When I got on, I said my mic wasn't working, and normally I wear my headset, but I didn't know if that was messing up my, my stuff. So anyway, again, thank you for attending. I appreciate it. We're going to be with you for a few moments this evening. It's Thursday, and this Thursday we like to, once a month at least, reach out to folks and chat with you about some great career intelligence, some new moves, some boosters, some pitfalls, me and you, just me talking with you in your screen wherever you are, local and global, to share some intel and, when possible, to answer some questions. So since I am multitasking, if you are on YouTube, by all means, do a welcome, do a comment. I'll do the best I can to view the comments, but it's going to be a little tricky for me right now, but I'll do what I can. But I want to give shout out. So if you are a TCE member, let me shout you out. If you're a visitor, I want to give shout out. So if you see me look down at something, that's exactly what I'm doing. But some of the other folks who are monitoring me, they can share with me who's talking up there. But by all means, stop by and say hello, like what we're doing, and let's go from there. I'm also going to be sharing, if there's any engaged, some comments, questions about what we're talking about tonight, because I want to give you a shout out and put it out there. So without further ado, and let me just tell you a little bit about my day really quickly, as we talked about overqualified and underqualified. I've been running all day long, but that's okay that I'm running all day long, because what that does, it really gives me fresh content to share about all kinds of things, right? So overqualified, underqualified, I've been running all day, and I've got some good stuff to share with you, because before we even get into the topic, I want to just hit this head on, what I feel about those terms. I believe they're a myth, and I hope that when I say this, I'm going to get some people angry, some upset, because I already shared a segment about this, and it was such an important conversation when I did a television segment this Monday, and I was looking at some of the comments on the feed. On the feed, people are commenting, oh, I had folks tell me I was too broad, I wasn't specific, because where they are, they're not paying what they want, and employers just are not going to pay a qualified person. It's never going to happen. I'm living in the land of Oz. I'm drinking too much Kool-Aid and doing all of that. And I love, actually, this may surprise folks, I enjoy intelligent debate. That's what I call it, right? Intelligent debate and different points of view, no matter where they come from. Really, I do. As long as they're intelligent, I'm all right with them. You don't like my shirt, well, I can't help that. But so the person's opinion was valid. I do believe the person is definitely undervalued in their workspace, okay, wherever that is. And there's probably some history, some beginning, some middle, and some end of how they got in that spot. So my first order of business is to say to everyone, I do not believe in overqualified or underqualified. And our practice that we've done for the last more than 10 years as the career engineer, I mean, I am your career engineer, I do believe that the career seeker or changer, okay, because that's who I'm talking to tonight, and my entrepreneur, because you may think you're overqualified or underqualified for something, but it comes down to value engineering. So as I'm talking this evening, and I will be checking my phone if you have questions or comments or points of clarification, I want you to have something to write the stuff down or type it up in your tablet, whatever, low-tech, high-tech, that works for me, because I want you to get some of this information, with the first concept being the value of value engineering. It has to apply to the career seeker or the career changer before you start putting your brand in various spaces. Your value. Have you engineered your value? Have you spent time and the foundations of your execution plan, because I'm hoping everyone to sound my voice, particularly those of us who felt underqualified or overqualified, that you got a plan. You know, you've got a, you know, if it's called the Francina Get a Job by in 90-day plan, it's got to have a plan, because, you know, fail to plan, plan to fail. We know that. But we want to know just how much. Let's look at the personal package here. What's my value? Okay, before I stick something out in the market, have I really spent 30 hours to explore my value? You can do this yourself, or you can be like some of the smartest people I know, and you get yourself a coach who can help you see your value, because sometimes you're so close to things, you don't give yourself credit for all the great work you do. And I want to make sure that value engineering, and we're going to talk about how that concept, how you using that tool can help you to bust, particularly that overqualified myth, because I'm telling you, I don't see it. I don't see it. So before I even get into that, let me just do a couple of clarifiers. Again, Career Engineer on Twitter. You see that right there, and over here, right, in my lower third. Facebook, you can like us at Don't Get Anxious, at our Don't Get Anxious page as well. I'm checking my feeds. If things are coming in, again, comment and say hello on our YouTube channel. That would be great. I want you to notice in the back of my sign, this is, you know, one of the, I'm looking for my, couldn't find my other sign. But for those who are wondering, my original website was this long name back here, The Career Engineers. You can still type that and get to our shorter, sweet brand. It's all about value, TCE now. But back in the day, you know, The Career Engineers. And you know what? Sometimes I have people that will still hit me up on thecareerengineers.com. So we keep that. And of course, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. So let me get to the overqualified, underqualified. I want to make good use of your time today, because we're only here for a couple, you know, half hour tonight, ending at 8 o'clock, right? So first thing I want folks to do, very important, you heard me say the concept of value engineering. I also want to talk about the value of, if you hear those words a lot, you've been putting your brand out there, you've been putting your package in the marketplace, no matter where you are, you're here in the area where I reside, or you're in someplace else across the globe, across the corner, across the country, and you're hearing, I'm overqualified too much. This is what you say you're hearing, or that's what you're feeling. I want you to first check your brand. I mean, check the market where you're placing your brand. Very, very important. I mean, branding is important. I don't want to negate that, but I might do a different segment on brand. But for now, where are you placing your brand in the marketplace? When I hear someone complain that they're overqualified or underqualified, my first thought does not go to your skills or how much money you made. My first concern rises with, where are you sending your brand? That you sense the response is you've got too much to bring, or the response is you're getting too little. So one of the biggest components that can solve this myth, because I told you I'm going to bust a myth, I told you I think it's a myth, is for you to truly examine where you're sending your brand. It's called market development. Very important skill. Sales professionals use it. Business developers use it. You are a product. We are now called career entrepreneurs. You are a product. Welcome to 2014. This is the 21st century. So value engineering, market development. I don't care if you want a part-time job, you're looking for your full-time gig, you have to know the market to which you belong. And in my opinion, or at least when I'm working with people that I am coaching, I only want your brand, and that's a holistic concept, but it means a lot of things, to go out to the market that is ready to receive you. Yeah, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what folks told me earlier. But imagine this, that the folks that will receive your brand are actually the folks that want it. Wouldn't that be an amazing experience as a job seeker or job changer, that the person you're sending your information to, whatever industry it is, IT, sales, marketing, education, I mean, you know, business, whatever your industry of choice is, that the persons on the receiving end totally match with the skill sets that you have going into the game. That's the goal, that if you are sending your brand to the right market, you will never, I said the N-E-V-E-R word, you will never hear the term, someone just called me. Are you guys calling me? I appreciate it. Yeah, my phone number is 757-745. But if you're sending your brand to the market place, the right place for you, where your skills, your performance, your abilities, your leadership will line up, then you'll never hear that word overqualified or underqualified. That's my belief. That's my mantra. That's my thought, and I'm sticking with that. How prove, Francina, prove it. What are you talking about? That can't ever happen. I will tell you this: in our services, in our practice, if you will, we've got 98% of our folks get interviews, and they're getting interviews in their market. In their market, whether they've been out of, now, again, it's about value, how you package. Hopefully, your package demonstrates you as a wow, okay? Because that's the other part of underqualified and overqualified. Are you, particularly if you're underqualified, are you wowing? I mean, do you have the wow factor going on? If you don't have any wow, don't talk to me about overqualified or underqualified. I mean, let's keep it real, particularly underqualified. If you've got no wow, don't blame it on someone that you're underqualified. You've got to find your wow factor. We'll do that one next month. How about that? How do you get the wow factor, right? So the bottom line is, if you have an MBA, let's keep it real. You have an MBA. You've been in positions of high-ranking positions. I don't know, vice president, or you're a senior level director, or you're a senior level vice, something. Your MBA has earned the placement in your world that you deserve. Okay, according to you. Anyway, and that's what you're bringing to the table, along with relevant accomplishments and performance recently, not something you did 10 years ago, recently, and then you've done your due diligence using wonderful tools such as LinkedIn, wonderful tools such as your economic development databases for whatever city or metropolitan area you're going to, or wonderful business magazines to do some due diligence and some research to find your top 20, your top 30 of the corporations that tend to look for people like you, or the nonprofits that tend to look for people like you, or something in between that tends to look for people like you. All right? The market is looking for folks like you. You've identified and target the market that looks for people like you, and then you bring the wow factor, the relevant and recent performance. Yes, past performance does predict future behavior. I truly believe that. But it's also good that you have some recent contributions at the level that you want to be hired in. Now, with all that being said, then it becomes the onus of the career seeker or changer to really recheck. I have a saying, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Go back before you blame employer John or employer Jane that they're not recognizing you for all that you bring, your bag of chips and more. Go back to Genesis, your drawing board, where you are, and have a look. Let's see how wow that document that you have that's worthy of 30 seconds at the initial screening, how much has that putting out there that an employer, an HR person who has 300 to 400 resumes on their desk at any given day, or the content screening machine that's going to do it by technology and look for the buzzwords that it has identified in the job description, the words that have been identified in the job description, because hopefully you've got the words that they're looking for, and not just the words, but you have the evidence of performance. You see where I'm going? So if you have all of that, all your stuff needs to go there. It should go to those kind of companies looking for that. I'm telling you, and I do it for my clients. I've done it. Whether someone's been out of work, 30 days, hey, the unhappily employee is the one that really gets the first dibs. Underemployed the second. We pitch them and do what we need to do. But someone out of work 18 months gets interviews where their degrees, meet the need. Someone struggling from a layoff at the VP level with the salary level, getting the interviews with the market that they need to meet. Okay, it happens. And even some folks who way here and they take a healthy risk and they get interviews up here, it happens. But it comes to the question of, how are you selling your value? Do you know your value? Now that's the bigger question. How many of us, really know our value? I'm gonna take off my glasses on this one. How many of us know your value? Do you have like a value check-off list? Do you know every month, every quarter, your contributions, what you bring to the table? Do you really know them? Do you have them down? if I said to you, give me in 30 seconds or less, tell me why I should hire you. If I said that to you at an interview, what value can you share with me? And I don't want responsible and hardworking and dependable. I mean, I've said that so many times on television that people know I do not like those words. They just don't do it. They have no value. They make you bland. They make you like everybody else, right? So that you can be underqualified. Okay, so do you have a value checklist? Do you know the type of dollars you've generated for corporations? I mean, do you know that? And is it written in a way that someone who's not in your field can understand it? I mean, layman's terms with some punch to it. Layman's terms with some edge to it. I mean, to reflect your personality, okay? So how do you be unqualified? Unqualified, definitely. You'll make sure your wow factor is hot. I mean, you have to, I don't care if you're a ditch digger. I'll say this in a minute. You could be a ditch digger, but if you're the bestesses, I mean, best, I was joking ironically, the best ditch digger in the county, you should have a brand that's wowing that and says that. So when there is a senior level ditch digger opportunity and you've got performance behind you, you have a reputation behind you that word of mouth is just so rolling in your favor. You've got some wonderful networking connections, not prospects. I mean, folks who have relationships with you, who can speak on your character, who can take your brand and take it into someone's office and say, hey, this is someone I know. This is someone, you know, that just to get you an opportunity to meet. Reputation, quality, focus, targeted relationship networking, and having a poppin' wow brand is what gets you noticed. See, it's all about getting noticed in the right market. So when there is a senior level ditch digger job, why not you? Why not you? But you have to have what you got to represent. I mean, what other ways can I say? If you're upside down, please stop blaming the employer, because they want someone that's right side up. That's just the way it is. So let me flip over to my that's for my underqualified folks. Let me flip over to my overqualified, and this is, I get this a lot because I do have, we will say, again, you see me looking down, it's only because I'm looking here, and I'm going to, if there's something, I have people looking, again, if you guys are saying hello, and I want to say hello back to you, I'm just having a problem looking at the YouTube link myself. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that, but if you email me, tweet me, or my people who are looking at the YouTube can let me know if you're saying hello to me or something. I'd want to give you a shout out. Or again, if you have a question or a comment, you can post it on, if you can post it from, I've got a YouTube, something I want to share here. You can post it in the Facebook thing. I'll get the notification. Or again, I love Twitter. You guys know how much I love Twitter. So career engineer. I have someone named Trisha who says, is hi from Washington, North Carolina. What's up, Trisha? I know who that is. What's up? This is what I'm talking about. I love my shout outs. And if she is watching on YouTube, I hope she can type in the comments. I don't know if the links will work, but by all means, share your brand. If you have a LinkedIn URL, y'all know how I love to do that. I'm loving it. So what's up, Trisha? Push up. Thank you for retweeting and being a part of the show. I appreciate you watching us all the way from Washington, North Carolina. And again, this is, I wonder, she's like a director level person. And I hope that with some of the things I'm saying, that she's even seen it in her practice and the work that she's done. So shout out, push up to Trisha. Trisha in Washington, North Carolina. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, girl. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. So the overqualified people, and again, because that happens a lot, I see that a lot, particularly since I do work with people who want mid to senior level opportunities. They've got their masters, they've got their 20 plus years in the field, or their 10 plus years in the field. They're movers and shakers, they're high game players. This is what that they bring to the table, and it's awesome. That's great. And that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Now here's the problem. Sometimes that awesome brand, and I'm just going to, for the sake of our conversations here, that brand is that's popping on paper, it's popping on LinkedIn, it's doing the things it needs to do, because that's the way you roll, right? But yet you send that to the hypothetical person I'm talking about, sends it to Walmart, for a first level supervisor job. Okay, first, please let me use this as an example. If you want me to use another example, I more than will. But that's where you send it to. Now, granted, we understand sometimes job development developing your market has to do with, location, 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 just like real estate. Deal with whether you're looking to be close to home or with family, or you have no transportation. Those, we do know there are factors in that, but still, even in your locality, unless you are seriously one person in a town of 5, I mean, there is business or revitalization in that area. There has to be. So a point is Walmart, and you have all that wow factor going on, but you decide to apply for the first level position that's making, no doubt, the max it can even do. I mean, the max it can do is a third of what you are making, or half of what you are making is the max you can do. Now, let me do a little pause and some disclaimers and clarify. Now, my point of this is giving this particular example because I would say, I'm going to still use the Walmart, that we do understand that, hey, maybe that's the only job in town, and maybe it's the only gig going on, and maybe, and there are always exceptions to a rule, but I'm telling you from a 98%, a 98% window, all right, I'll give you 2% for those exceptions, but going back to Walmart, I mean, okay, so first level job, you have your master's, you got all this wild stuff. Why not, I mean, have you explored all the opportunities? If only the retail folks are in your world, have you explored the mid to senior level positions at the retail entities? Okay, I mean, have you? Sometimes we don't explore. We just send it out there to any place or anywhere. We don't kind of look at the economic indicators. I mean, you're in every county, in every city. There's always an economic development commission. Always. I mean, these are places I love. This is free data, like wonderful data, powered by taxpayer dollars. I mean, powered by. You've got staff that work there who are trying to woo businesses into your locality. They have data on who's in town, what kind of employers they are, what type of industries they do. I mean, and sometimes these organizations will have networking events where the industry leaders and the access points are coming together for coffee, for tea, or after hour adult beverages. I mean, these things happen all day long. And whether you're a city or you're a county, it happens all day long. So instead of just doing what you think is right, you look at the paper, you're at Monster, you're at Career Builders, which are things I really don't do. I don't do any of those. But you're not in the circles with the folks who are the influential and the affluent in your area, in your locality. If you're not there, then you're missing the access. So you end up applying for something because it's there, because you saw an opening, and your skills far exceed that. Then you hear the word, I'm overqualified. But I say to you, you're in the wrong market. You shouldn't have applied. I know it's a strong statement, but that you shouldn't have applied. Or if you did decide to apply, if that's your plan C, to just have a bridge over troubled waters, I mean, we all respect that, and we understand we got to do what we got to do, but you don't stop the process. You continue to press on to get to your A game. But I would say to my wow folks, my folks who are just putting things out there, and you're not, looking at the higher end of the stick with what you bring to the table, please stop doing that. All you're doing is taking your wow brand into a mediocre market, and then you're complaining about it. So we have to change that game. We need to change that thought process. Do your due diligence. Find your 30, 40, 50, 100 company that you should work for. That's right. I said that. I do. And with people who I coach, they know that they're hearing stuff that I talk about all the time. And how you do that? Well, that's strategy. There is strategy to that. But the key of the matter is, once you know who you are and you know what you bring, and then you find the right places to get there, whether we're talking about your positioning, because positioning is important. You understanding your purpose and your power is critical in the career search world. It's deeper than a job. It's always been. But it's about your passion, your power, your persistence, and your positioning. The folks that use all of that, all day long, 24/7, are the ones that are having the great opportunity. Again, you're having the meetings. Got to convert those meetings to a closed deal so you can be working in the market that's right for you. And I will tell you, in this economy, it happens all the time. The best employers, the ones you want to work for, have always, always wanted the right talent. That's all they want. They've never changed that. Don't get it twisted that you hear the news about economy is this and economy is that. The employers that want the right talent have always hunted and want to find and took their time to cultivate, or they looked at their book of business, word of mouth, to see who this person is. And they've always done that. It hasn't changed. It's never changed. Even we had great employment back in the days of Bill Clinton. Even then, when everyone breathed and hiccuped and had some type of a job, But still, the employers that want the best talent still used their other ways of getting the best deal. The folks who valued, who had proven success and knew their value. Because if you don't know your value, how are you going to sell it? Really, if you don't know your value, how are you going to sell it? So that is one of my spills. Value engineering, I've said that term too many times tonight. I think you guys know how passionate I am about it. And if you're out of the you're not in the right market, if you're hearing overemployed and underemployed, overqualified and underqualified, you're not in the right market. Make sure your brand is popping and do your due diligence. Use the technology that's afforded to you to find the right companies in your locality. Define your terms. And if you want to, that was a dog that just did that, guys. If you want to stay near home, well, that's fine. If you're willing to go outside of, 40 miles away, 30 miles away, but go to your economic development commissions or your databases through your state, through your county. Look at the players in your area and increase your networking, not for quantity, but for quality. You can be around the folks who are making it happen. I'm telling you, I can always say this, reputation is amazing. Reputation, I say this all the time, but reputation will outweigh a resume any day. So even though we're in the world of technology, we're online now, don't hesitate to remember the power of your reputation. When you do stuff in the faith community, maybe you do stuff in nonprofit worlds, that stuff is some golden strategy. That's some good strategy right there. Do the right thing for the right reason. But your reputation, the more people can speak of your good work, it can help you in the marketplace. So that's what I have to say today. And again, I want to thank Tish. And again, I'm sorry, others. I'm trying to see your shout outs, because the folks who are looking at YouTube aren't telling me who's up there. But all of you, I want to thank you. If you're a TCE member, we thank you. Again, comment. Let us know how we did on let us know hello and all that kind of good stuff. Put your links there. And again, follow us on Twitter. I'm sharing on my Twitter feed all the time great blog posts. And yes, I'm blogging more for myself. I do share other folks' points of view because I want you to be an intelligent career seeker, get all kinds of views, make up your own mind. So we share different blog posts of good bloggers. I mean, these are people that I know and I like their stuff, so I share it with you. So Career Engineer, if you are on Facebook and you haven't come to our page, check it out. Facebook, we're there. Don't Get Anxious is our business page. Again, we're sharing a fresh job lead every 2 hours somewhere in the country, as well as our blog posts and our events coming up. Lastly, make sure, again, you hit our website, tcenow.com. On our website, tcenow.com, you can see the event, our Century event coming up in October, the TCE Summit, a grand event in the oceanfront, on the oceanfront, Virginia Beach, Virginia, the Sheraton. We have some great panelists for you, wonderful lineup, some few surprises this year. We like to change things up. Of course, we've got Miss Nikki Woods coming, the Tom Joyner Morning Show executive producer, who's a phenomenal woman, a phenomenal CEO in her own right, and the author of the Amazon bestseller, Easier Said Than Done. Yeah, get your books, and she'll be signing them for you. So I want to thank you guys again for taking time out of your busy schedules this week. I appreciate you, and remember, this is live now, but it will be available for archive, so you're welcome to share it with your family, your friends, folks who are complaining to you about their job search. Well, let them tell them to take 30 minutes of investment and watch this rebroadcast and change their game, because no matter what you do, Monday morning is coming. You can't stop it, so you might as well get prepared for it and knock it out the park. Hey, that's what I do every morning. I don't know about anybody else. So again, tcenow.com, check us out. We're also blogging. I told you. I mean, you'll see. I'm going to put my blog is on my thing, but TCE blog. I think is how you get to my blog. I'll put it on my Twitter just to be sure. But I also did a blog on Overqualified. This stuff is, because I'm getting a lot of complainers about that this month. Not a bad way to complain. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying it's relevant, it's real, so I want to share. And thank you guys. I appreciate you. And hey, Tish, you rock, lady. And I think Tony is there, and Nehemiah, thank you guys for your support. You guys be well, and remember, don't get anxious. Always, always be prepared. I will see you on the other side next time. Be blessed. Okay, I'm going to look down and get ready to turn the thing off. So, bye. Have a good one. Oh, by the way, there was no notes with this. This is all from the twist. That's when you know you got some good stuff. It's all right here. You guys be well. I'll see you, and thank you so much for stopping by. Be well. Peace. And I was going to say go with the force, but that's not the right thing. That's my Star Trek, right? That's not the force is with you. What can I tell you? You guys be well. I'll see you next time.